And welcome into the Huntsman Center. Dusty Lister, Dane Stewart of Game Night Live Rewind with you into our second 5A girls semifinal. It is Springville versus Bountiful. And Dane, this is interesting. The reigning champion Springville Red Devils, they just keep coming. They keep coming back. Graduated a lot of talent last year. But the guard line between Esplin and Pennington have been huge for Coach, for Springville.
Coach Averett?
Thank you.
Yeah, hey, I got your back. Yeah, they've been great. I mean, we've seen Esplin, saw her last year, seen her this year. Defense has been great. Brooke Pennington's hit some big-time shots for Springville this season, and a young woman coming off of an injury. We had some clarification on that, helping us out with that. Missed the year last year, but Pennington's been great. And look, to your point, it all starts with the defense of Springville. And that's going to be the task for Bountiful. I feel really bad for 5A teams. Like, how do you attack this Springville defense? It feels like no one has an answer. Can you get in the 40s? I mean, I feel like if you get in the 40s, you've got an opportunity. But that's a lot easier said than done.
Well, a lot easier said than done, and we're going to see how that goes. As we go from the guard line here, we go to some youngsters here. The sisters Harvey were spectacular in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, they were. Taylor Harvey, the freshman, and then Jordan Harvey, the junior. And, Jordan came off the bench in that quarterfinal game. She had a great game, but it was Taylor. She went off in that quarterfinal, helping Bountiful. This is a team that's been top 3 all year long. The Region 5 champ. They come into this tournament playing really well. But, again, you hit a team that is just lockdown defense. And so can the Harvey sisters get going? I think that's the big question. Lizzie McConkey hit some nice shots, had some big plays for Bountiful. But the efficiency of the Bountiful offense against this lockdown Springville defense, in my mind, is really the question.
Well, I think it'll be interesting to see who gets more possessions in this game. The way that both teams play, or tend to play. I think I joked yesterday about 20 possessions. You see the bracket. The winner takes on Lehigh, who just punched their ticket to the 5A championship. Durfee and Harvey, and we are underway. And we'll start first with Bountiful. Springville and their Reds.
They've won a lot of games in these Reds.
Yes, they have.
I mean, you think about all those upsets in years past, it's been the Reds.
And the take and make by McConkey.
And we talked about Lizzie a little bit in our open. And I do feel like in a game like this, right, they're going to look at Jordan, they're going to look at Taylor, try to take at least one of them away. So important for Lizzie and others to step up when they have their opportunities. Like there with some disruption.
Pennington with a great look. It was taken away by Harvey as they'll reset the offense here for the Red Devils. And good hands up top there from Bountiful's Claire Cook as well. The drive and hit by Kayla Poirier. And we're tied at 2. Bountiful took care of rival Viewmont on Monday, making their way to the semifinals for the first time since the Kennedy Redding era. Up top with McConkey. This is Haley Smith. I'll go inside to Harvey. This is Taylor. Tries to send that baseline, and it's a turnover. Trying to find Haley Smith.
We talk about this Springville defense. They limited Alyssa Blank to 15 points, and the next leading scorer was Mary Sheets with 6.
Oh, nice find inside, and it is Katie Durfee laying that up and in.
It's just what they do. I mean, they just slow you up. They make you play their tempo. They are pesky defensively. And very few teams, we mentioned our bracketology, no 5A losses this year. There's a dual possession there. That's great hands on the ball there by Springville.
So the dual possession arrow belongs to the Red Devils. Talk about Springville, the reigning champions in 5A. Won at the Horn last year, the win over Farmington, Lauren Deedy. Oh, how about Pennington?
Did you see the through the legs to herself?
What knee injury.
Man. You know, we're trying to learn.
As Riley Johnson was outside. Now McConkey goes to Harvey. Taylor. A tough shot and got it to go. Timeout by the official is Poirier.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know if she took a shot to the stomach. That was a tough shot by Harvey.
Checking in for Springville, number 20, Maddie Galbraith.
Have another look at it. Just got to go, and you can actually see a little bit, maybe the lean in there just at the very beginning of that. Catching Parade, she's over on the bench here, still being looked at.
Trying to catch her breath. Pennington, a little more conventional drive to the outside. Galbraith sends that one out. Head off to Mauser. Back in the corner. Pennington on the drive, float it, and it crawls off. Rebound in the hands of Mauser. Pennington thought about the three, passed it up. Durfee goes inside out. Esplin back on the angle to Galbraith. And that will be a backcourt. No explanation needed on that one, as it'll be Bountiful basketball.
You know, on that play, one of the things I noticed, I'm going to keep an eye on it. So we'll just tease you there. But eagle eyes, watching you.
All right. Esplin. A good defense there on McConkey. As the Lehigh girls finding their seats to see who they're going to play on Saturday at the Marriott Center. Three off the mark from McConkey. Rebound now on the run. Galbraith sent out Esplin. Ellie back to Pennington, jumping inside the arc, and it's off the mark and out of bounds. So Poirier comes back. McConkey gets the bump from Esplin and draws the foul. She was in her habitual shooting motion, and it'll be 2 free throws coming away. Lizzie McConkey.
I like how aggressive McConkey's been here today for Bountiful. That's a good sign for the Red Hawks. I'll tell you one of the other things is, man, got to make free throws. This Bountiful defense, we talk about, all the talk about Springville defense. How about Bountiful in the third matchup of the year against Viewmont, region rival, did not allow a single-digit quarter. So, as good as this Springville defense is, and it is, I think it's probably the best in 5A. But this Bountiful defense, they've carried their own weight as well. They've been solid.
Oh, nice move by Pennington. Blocked away by Taylor Harvey.
Just a freshman. And you can see on the offensive end, she does have a lot of matchup advantage. They've put her in the block a couple times. She's handled it outside. She's trying not to be overly selfish. She looked to pass a lot, get her teammates going. But that's going to be a matchup that Springville, they've gone against taller players before. They're going to have something for Taylor today, because I wonder if that size is going to end up playing to Bountiful's favor over the long haul.
Claire hanging on pivot, sent back out, reset the offense with McConkey.
Paray back on the floor, defending Harvey here again.
Esplin with the steal. Ellie, give it up to Poirier, pump the three. She'll send back out Esplin. Esplin to Pennington. Pennington along the baseline draws the foul to Harvey, and it will be Brooke Pennington going in line for 2 free throws.
I said it was Perret defending. It was not. It was Galbraith who was defending Harvey on that last sequence. Perret has defended her, so it has been a little bit of a mixed methodology from Springville, trying to spread the wealth, I guess you could say.
Ash Mouser returning for the Red Devils.
Mouser will come back on. And the free throw good. 8-5 to start for Springville. And there's a turnover. Esplin again, and that one's poked away from behind. Esplin rounding into her playoff form.
You know, how is Springville so aggressive, so good defensively, and not get called for more fouls? It's incredible, isn't it?
A lot of 5A girls basketball coaches are asking the same thing.
Right.
Nice for you to show up. Dave Fox is in the house. I know it might get me in trouble saying that on this air, but good to see Dave, good friend. Of course, it's because Bountiful's on and Dave's here.
I was going to say, you get a peek into the friendship with a nice of you to show up.
His alma mater. There's a steal coming the other way. Pennington. Oh, and a turnover. Missed opportunity as Harvey has that one. Ooh. Oh, go out of bounds. Perret there with
remember
that would
Perret,
be
she
Jordan.
took one in the rib cage a few moments ago. Now she's going to bat with Jordan Harvey.
But I didn't know that we had women's hockey was a sanctioned sport.
Yeah.
Oh, and we got timeout. Gonna avoid the 5-second call. Full timeout. We'll take it with them. 1:46 left in the first quarter. You're watching the 2022 5A semifinals on KSLSports.com.
Full timeout charged to Bountiful.
He'll need.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
1:46 left in the first quarter. Bountiful the ball, and Dane, you know who's in the building?
Well, there's a lot of people in the building. Mark Hardy from Olympus is in the building. We saw him.
Did see Coach Hardy. Got Corbin Cottle,
Hey!
the stud running back at Bountiful. As that goes for Taylor Harvey. Cottle rushed for nearly 1,600 yards, all in like the last 3 games of the year. I'm kidding, but there's a travel on Pennington.
About half in the last.
Pretty cool, man. He got on a run, and we got to meet him at a Saturday interview with the boys at Bountiful.
Drew Bowles has had some offers come in as of late. Congratulations to him. It's a fun Bountiful team.
This girls team, the chance to take the lead. Is McConkey able to keep that in? Turnaround won't go. Rebound taken by Pennington. But she and Esplin from a distance, those Irish twins.
Yeah.
Esplin send that to the corner, Galbraith. Back to Perret. And Brooke will reset the offense. Inside of 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Esplin.
Wow.
Exit pattern.
Yeah, maybe an opportunity here to take a last shot.
Remember, no shot clock in Utah High School basketball. This is the last year without a shot clock as Galbraith gets to work that back out to Pennington. Coach Everett said, hey, 1 shot. And offensive foul.
Stuck the leg out.
Springville foul
The leg version of the chicken wing.
Yeah, it's going to be frustrating because you had the ball for, what, 40-plus seconds, and the opportunity to go and get a late bucket. Instead, the foul turns it over.
Riley Johnson in for Bountiful.
8 seconds left. And Esplin gets her hand on that ball. Here comes McConkey. Lizzie cross court. 1 second. And that'll do it for the first quarter. And at the end of one, it's Springville 8, Bountiful 7. You're watching the 2022 5A Girls Semifinals on KSLSports.com. Start of second quarter. We'll start with the Bountiful Braves. Make 2022 the year of you. Go to WGU.edu. Sign up for your chance to get a $2,500 scholarship to Western Governors University. Get your degree on your terms at your own pace at Western Governors University. Dana, first quarter, kind of what we expected, quite honestly, as Jordan Harvey couldn't get that one.
I thought maybe a bit of a reach on the shot attempt there by Springville, but.
And that shot off the mark, saved back in.
How about the hustle here by Bountiful?
Haley Smith saved that in. That shot won't go. Rebound and run out to Pennington. Tough shot.
McConkey does pretty much everything you could on that. Somehow able to get that shot away and score it.
Remember, all 4 championship games will be right here on KSLSports.com. As that ball is tipped out of bounds.
Ellie Esplin in for Springville. Claire Cook returns for Bountiful.
As Claire Cook comes back on for Galbraith.
Good switching on that inbound play. Really almost like they don't care what the matchup is so long as everyone's on the same page. It's one of the things I've talked a lot about Olympus boys basketball. I'm going to say the same thing about Springville girls. The thing that amazes me the most, and look, I live in Salt Lake County, so I don't know the inside of all this. It feels like there's no ego. It's like, look, we play as a unit. We know when to push. We know when to peel back. We know what we're doing defensively, and everybody's on the same page. I don't remember the last time I saw someone who was like, no, it's about me with Springville girls basketball.
Yeah. Well, Coach Everett won't allow it.
No, that's the point.
Yeah.
Like, building that culture and getting everyone to buy into that is extremely difficult.
Hey, if you want to go on your own, that'll be about as easy as telling Holly Everett to sit down during the game.
Maple Mountain's down the road. I shouldn't say that. I don't mean that to be critical about Maple Mountain, but it's just one where it's like, this isn't the spot for you, right? Like, there's just a very distinct culture, and I love it. I love watching it play. It's
through multiple coaches, too.
Yeah.
Springville's been really good. The Eatons, as that little jumper goes in. Is that Durfee? Durfee gets that to go, and a 5-point lead for Springville. And of course, Coach Everett, our 2021 Coach of the Year. Also softball coach as well. I know she wants to do that interview after her softball tournament. She has a nice suntan going, like last year. Chop that into Harvey. Taylor fall away, no.
You notice how many Red Devils were around her? 2 between her and the rim, 1 coming up high. They know who they're trying to limit.
Junction jumper, a little strong from Mouser. Rebound taken by Riley Johnson. Harvey. Oh, that was a trick shot. Thought maybe she get the foul call.
Bray had good positioning on that. Really never let her take the dribble, which means you got this hard underhand runner, and that's a tough shot for anybody.
Esplin, give that up to Durfee. Durfee sends to the corner. Poirier, 4-3.
You get Taylor Harvey in the washing machine trying to deal with some of the rotation. The help leaves the corner. It's an 8-point contest.
That's the Limp Bizkit set. Put your tender hard in the blender. Still no surrender.
You know, at best, even the German models are only going to last, what, 5-10 years?
Down the floor we go with
Name that
Springville
movie.
as that ball tipped out of bounds, and Harvey knocks it out.
You know that, right?
Yeah, hit us up at rewind, GNL rewind _intern.
Setting him to
Preston will sort that out. Absolutely, Preston.
You don't remember that?
I don't. On the drive, Poirier. That's 5 points in a row for Caleb Poirier.
That'll be our Logitech trivia question of the second quarter.
There we
Official
go.
mouse of Game Night Live Rewind.
Inside will go. Smith goes back up and scores.
Much needed bucket there. This Springville defense started to clamp down and again has made traditional Bountiful offense hard to come by. They found themselves with a 10-point lead. Got to just stay in this, get back to the locker rooms, kind of regroup.
Try to leave that for Durfee, tough angle.
Timeout.
And Coach Averitt gets the timeout.
She was almost tracking a base runner to home plate. You talking about coaching softball, right? Those third base coaches running with.
She will make sure she's heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for the
right.
answer?
Yes.
The internship.
I haven't seen the internship.
No way. Are you serious? You've never seen the Preston? Vince, have you guys seen it? Yeah, you've never. Wow.
Sorry.
Add it to the list,
Okay.
Dusty. It's a good one.
Can't find my pen.
I think it's a couple rows down.
If you enjoy these antics, we got 2 more games
Yes,
today.
we do.
Coach Corey Mullaney be joining us in our first 5A semifinal, Olympus and Bonneville. And then Casey Walkenhurst, the coach last time Woods Cross went to the semifinals back in 2016, will be joining us as well in the nightcap of Woods Cross Murray. And I'm going to have to do some apologizing to Coach Jason Workman because Jason Workman has led. Actually, I'm going to take that back. Then we had this little break there at Murray. Last time Murray was in a semifinal, that ball goes off the foot and out of bounds of Riley Johnson. I had misspoken, and I was speaking a little bit hypothetically, that it might have been since the Johnsons. 2011.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember it because it was the old rust orange uniforms at Murray, right?
I believe so. It was 2011. It was kind of a bit our hiatus to be able to cover the championships. We would go to a certain spot, and then we were shunned.
Adios.
Yeah. We were 86th after that for those couple years from 09 to 2013. We go cross court. Telly Esplin. But so back to for the first time in 11 years from Murray. But for these Springville Red Devils, it's been old hat for these girls to get here as that jumper is good. As Mouser with the bucket.
Again into that pressure. Just
Matter of fact, I believe, and now I'm speaking, I'll have to double check. But one of the first girls' championship games we covered, as that ball goes out of bounds, was the 4A title game, Springville and Bountiful. And Kennedy Redding and crew knocked off an upstart Springville. They believe they were like a 4 seed getting into that tournament that year. But Maggie Fredrickson and crew is that will be called out of bounds off of Bountiful. It'll be Springville basketball.
And how about this, Dusty? I'm going to take a moment here. Only 4 fouls in this first half. Been a clean first half. 3 on Springville, 1 on Bountiful. We've seen really good defense on both sides here.
I have said it, and I mean it. We know officials watch our streams. Some of you text us, not just our friends.
Yeah. And, you know, I
And
really
we
do.
praise them as Brooke Pennington reverses and scores.
And I really do appreciate when they offer to explain, because that's the only way we can get to be better,
Drake
right?
Marquez is the guy watching. Drake, I want the explanation. For whatever reason, my mentions aren't working. Is Harvey can't get that to go?
You know, and one of those where, again, you see the Springville defense, the hand on the ball as Harvey's getting ready to pull that back to take the shot. And it's hard to get the same look when you have that kind of disruption in your shooting momentum. In the
habitual shooting motion.
Yes, the habitual shooting, yeah.
As inside of a minute we go. Courtney Littledyke regrets ever teaching us that phrase.
He laughs.
Inside of 50 seconds left. Galbraith has back to Poirier. There's Springville, remember, no shot clock. So this last minute plus could be all Red Devils. There's Esplin. Brings it to Galbraith. Now down to 20 seconds.
The Bountiful student section was doing the fake countdown. That's not going to face Springville. Of all the programs, Springville's not the one that's going to believe that.
9 seconds. Harvey was coming out, wanting to go for that steal. Coached up, but no. 4 seconds. Pennington with 2. Pennington with 1. Fall away. And that will do it for the first half and a strong second quarter for the Red Devils. They go to the locker room up 21-9. You're watching the 2022 5A Girls Semifinals on KSLSports.com. Legs on a driver in the first quarter. That 1-foot floater will not get over the top of Harvey. Her uncle Senga wishes he could jump like that. As Harvey with the block, handoff to Claire Cook.
I think a couple things when you look at the first half box score. First of all, Springville's out rebounding Bountiful. That's a problem, right? With the length that Bountiful has, that should not happen.
Right.
And one of the things I noticed early on, Dusty, Springville on their offensive possessions, it's not uncustomary for them to have no one in the paint, and yet by the time that ball's coming off the rim, there's 3 around the rim. They attack the glass. Got to be more concentrated on getting rebounds if you're Bountiful. That's item number 1. Item number 2, the shooting difference. 9 of 16 for Springville in the first half, 4 of 17 for Bountiful. They've actually had more shots and haven't even made half the amount. No fast break points for Bountiful in that first half. 2 for Springville. So the tempo is Springville, the defense is Springville. How can you try to get better movement without the basketball, with the basketball, get better looks at the rim? But to me, it all starts with rebounding, right? You got to get that ball, get up the floor, get some second looks. It has been key metrics have gone the way of Springville. And no made threes for Bountiful.
Yeah. Ellie Esplin with the bucket. Her first points of the day for Ellie.
Wow.
Foul could be charged to Esplin.
Maybe the first points, 2 steals and a block for Ellie in that first half.
Team foul number 1.
We talked about that championship game, the last championship for Bountiful. It was a 63-42 win over Springville. But Kennedy Redding at 28, get this, 28 points. That ball goes out of bounds. 21 rebounds in the championship game.
Wow.
And it was Savannah Assumption, was a young sophomore for Springville, had a great night, 12-5. But it was Lydia Austin at 14-4 for Springville. But yeah, Redding, 28-21 as Harvey comes the other way, tries to get that underneath, couldn't get it to go. And we got a foul before the pass.
You know, it's interesting. I feel like Taylor Harvey, we've seen it on a couple drives, kind of those scoops, right? It's like, go up strong with it. You've got the height advantage, attack it. And some of that's just freshman, right? Like, she's still developing in her game. She's a really good ball player. But they're still, you know, always working to get better, right?
Get back in the lab. Well, it's been all Springville thus far. Outside with Smith. Cook. McConkey finds Harvey. Splits the defenders. No call on the contact. Much to the dismay and disbelief of those in Bountiful Red. As Poirier. Their side, Galbraith.
I don't know if you remember this, Dusty. I dropped a magic number in our open. So I thought Bountiful was going to have to get to 40.
All right.
The amazing thing, it might be 30 the way Springville's playing today. Like, that's just
amazing.
Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, and this is where they want to play.
Well, and the thing is, if I hadn't seen it for the last 3 years straight, like I'd be like, what is? But this is what they've been in the tournament.
It wasn't the championship game out. They'll double check. Was it 38-36? The final score last year?
Something like that.
It's like if you went and looked at it, it's what was hard when we did the awards. You go look at some of the points. It's like we'd love to go Lauren Dede on some stuff. It's like, well, they didn't score as much just because what isn't part of the thing. Jumper from Pennington, crawls off. Galbraith pulls down the rebound, and then the foul. Because you're seeing they just keep the ball. And that goes on Harvey as number 2.
Team foul number 3. Jordan Harvey in for Bountiful.
It is the 3rd straight semifinal for the Red Devils. As Esplin will dribble back out. It's amazing. We had a coach remind us about the Pennington injury last year because it just didn't kind of hit that. As we all know, we hit the blip. We blipped into last year's state tournament and we couldn't quite remember. But Poirier with the left hand, no. Tipped out again, taken by the Red Devils. Galbraith, no. And now finally clearing the possession is Jordan Harvey. To remind us that Pennington hurt her knee, and that's why Esplin played so much. But you see them, they're the exact same as that goes from McConkey. McConkey's first field goal since the first points of the game.
Yeah, and, you know, opportunity for them to just chip back within single digits here. I think the defense for Bountiful's been good here in this second half. Just allowed 2 points. Bountiful has. The offense has only scored 4, though. So it's just, you know, it just takes your time. You have to be very methodical.
Block from Harvey. Galbraith sends back out to Pennington. And double dribble violation.
Katie Durfee returns for the Red Devils.
As Durfee comes back on, and
Attention, please.
Claire Cook will go, or pardon me, Ashley Mouser will get a rest.
And this is where, you know, the mental resiliency, right? Can you stick with your game plan long enough as Springville tries to wear you down with their defense to where in these moments you can capitalize and take advantage of getting defensive stops, and miscommunication there gives it back.
Riley Johnson back in for Bountiful.
So Johnson comes back in for Bountiful. As we near the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. The ball's loose, picked up by Pennington. Durfee, back out Galbraith, now Esplin. Ellie to Durfee, and we'll send it back out.
Again, it's just the ball movement, right? No rush here. Working inside, working around, being patient, and you find the right opportunity on a cut.
That long possession ends in 2 to Durfee. And now a foul in the backcourt against Pennington.
Springville foul number 2, Brooke Pennington, her second, 13th
And
foul.
that's the 13th foul. Both teams with 3 fouls each. Try to get that into Harvey. Does. She kept it high.
Oh.
And it's been that kind of afternoon.
You know, and that's great execution to get it to her. That's a perfectly placed pass. There's nothing Springville's going to be able to do with that.
Right. You can make a lot of adjustments. You can't make anybody taller at half.
Right. Well, you can. It's just uncomfortable. Stilts and, you know.
Yeah, I mean. And 5 seconds. And see the things they take the pride in with
Do you see how that bench erupted?
yeah.
It's like, that's Springville basketball. Way to go.
Coach Nate. Minute left in the third quarter and a 12-point lead for Springville. And 12 points, this feels like 30, the way their defense has played and how long their offensive possessions have been. As this last minute could be the final possession of the third quarter. And with no shot clock, yet absolutely realistic. Poirier sends out Galbraith. And we near 30 seconds left in the quarter. Poirier drives on Harvey. Durfee sends out Esplin. Ten seconds. Esplin gets inside of Harvey. Oh, left it short, loose ball at the horn. Maddie Galbraith picks up the loose ball and lays it in. And it's a 14-point lead for Springville as we head to the fourth quarter. Red Devils looking to get back to the championship game. The champions lead 27-13 as we go to the fourth. Start of the fourth quarter.
You know, Dusty, the end of that quarter is kind of, the third quarter is what it's like to play Springville, right? They score, you get a couple stops, you have a couple of scores, you have a chance to get one possession, and then the momentum kind of turns, and they get 2 quick buckets and expand their lead in what's just a frustrating ball game. Bountiful's averaging 4 points a quarter. They've got 3 players that have scored today. Taylor Harvey only has 4. Jordan Harvey hasn't hit a bucket yet, hasn't scored a point. It's just, this is why Lehigh struggled against it. It's a miracle Highland beat it the year they did, right? It's something that's like, if I was an opposing coach, I would just be so frustrated. And it's just incredible to watch. It's incredible. It's amazing. And, you know, for all the players that have gone against it, from the Warrens, Alyssa Blank, they all get it. It's just like, tough. Tough.
They'd all be sending the a GIF, feel my pain. But a 14-point lead. They've kept the ball in there. To steal a hockey phrase, since I'm such a big hockey fan, it's been in their zone the entire second half.
And the thing is that the thing that's got to be so frustrating, it'll be interesting to see what Springville looks like next year with a shot clock. They don't stall at half court, but it's all the drive and dribble out, right? Yep. It's all that, no, we're not ready for that one. We'll just, because case in point, how many drives did they have on that possession before it's finally Pennington able to find Durfee at the rim left alone on the help defense?
Well, it's probably, I was talking with someone, a club coach, during the Lone Peak game last week, and she had said, well, how great the shot clock is, and we talked about the one. She brought up Springville, and then the point brought up was, well, they got good enough guards that it shouldn't matter. That her point was, well, Coach Everett adapts to the rules that she's going to play to, and but with the shot clock, and you got the guards at Pennington and Esplin, you can break people down, and they actually won't be that big of a deal. But because the rules say you can do this, hey, take your time and get the right shot. When you got a guard line, we had 2 guards like Esplin and Pennington that could do the exact same thing. Shouldn't be that big of a fear for the Red Devils.
I don't think it's a fear, but I think what's interesting is the line that we always hear, and I've heard you say it too. It rewards defense.
Yeah.
All right, so if I can defend that drive twice, do I only have to defend it twice instead of 5 times?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Where it's the same action, and then, well, we didn't get the look, so we're going to bring it back out, and we'll try it again. We'll try it a third time. Like, that's the difference.
That's
to
the
me,
blessing
right?
of the shot clock. Thank goodness. and again, not a knock. It isn't. It's not a knock. It's not a critique. It's not anything. It's just a reality.
Well, and the thing that I actually appreciate about Springville is they aren't just dribbling it at half court, right? It's not a stall tactic.
Right.
It's now we're going to wait for the better opportunity.
You know what it is? It's the Craig Drury too high offense with Chris Collinsworth and Tanner Gregory.
By the way, I'll just point out, as tough of a night as it's been for Taylor Harvey and Jordan Harvey and McConkey, Alyssa Blank scored 15 against this. So, for those of you wondering, I think that speaks a little bit to her capability.
Harvey with the steal. McConkey.
Need it.
Short on the 3. Rebound to Smith, and a foul. Going to be called here on Springville. That'll be the 15th foul. And look, here's if Bountiful's going to change it, and we talked about this in the Olympus game, and I say this all the time, if you want to press, you have got to make them take the ball out of the net. So they got the extra possession.
And you have to hit open shots.
Yeah.
I mean, we have seen some open shots from Bountiful, haven't been able to hit it. That has to change starting right now.
6:05 left in the 4th. We'll be right back. 6:05 left in the 4th. Jordan Harvey, blocked and fouled by Poirier. It'll be the junior Harvey going to the free throw line.
And we talk a lot about verticality. I actually thought it was pretty good verticality from Poirier. Now, look, if it coming into the arm, it's a foul. I'm not criticizing that call, but what I'm saying is she did 90% of that right. And look, let's give some more credit. We talked about early on Poirier and Galbraith. It has been defense by committee on a team that has much more size in the post in Jordan and Taylor Harvey, and yet those are the first points for Jordan today, coming with 6:03 left in the contest.
On the run, Esplin, no wave it off. Caught on the floor. And it'll be the 15th foul on Bountiful. And here's my thought for Bountiful. The only way you're going to get the ball back is either get a stop or you got to get into the bonus to guarantee you get the ball back from Springville. Make them shoot free throws. Is Ellie going to exit pattern is Pennington has a defender on her back, gets the foul. This foul will be charged to number 33, Haley Smith.
Foul number 33, Haley Smith, her second. Team foul number 6.
As Pennington will go to the line.
Pennington at the line for Springville.
And the free throw is good.
Can I just add one more thing here, just for context? We love doing awards. We love calling out performances and players. And is there any question this is the best defense in 5A?
Not anymore.
All right, who's the defensive player of the year? And I just say that because it's sometimes not as easy as people think, right? I think they have flexed their muscle multiple games now. And I don't know. I can name one.
No.
I got 3 or 4 coming to my mind. So for me, it's just like, and some of that is a little selfish on my part, right? Because some criticism over some and award winners, and it's like, it's watch the game. It's not quite as easy as you think it's to
Tell
come
me
up
the one.
with. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and it's where, remember last time we had the University of Utah, we had a team in the 6A state championship. None of their players were nominated for individual awards. Their coach won an award, and it was how? It's like, well, because it was a team. Couldn't single out one player, and we've done times where we've done a line, right? We had a most unheralded players of the year, or might have been defensive player of the years. We've done, like we did the linebacking core from Bingham one year and things like that, but it's because we couldn't single one out. We thought they were good enough.
What do you go, starting 5?
I want to go by offers. Yeah.
No, but it's like our defensive player of the year, Springville.
Yeah.
It's just like
Harvey couldn't get that board. The rebound taken by Mouser. The trap. And
timeout.
Did grant the timeout? So out of the timeout. Springville was trying to stay away from a potential turnover there.
I know we've hammered this point. Fewest points Bountiful scored this year is, I think, 44 or 46.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
Sure, the conversation there. But, and that's amazing, right? Down 14 to near the 4-minute mark. And that foul, not a bad thing there on McConkey. It'd be the 1-1 free throws coming the other way.
You don't have anything to lose. At this point, it's about getting the ball back, right?
Yep. Guarantee you get it back. Well, at least a chance at a rebound to get it back.
You get a chance to inbound it. We have seen a 5-second call. It's just like,
point well taken.
Here's what I'm interested in. If you're Lehigh, you have to face this again. It's just like, oh man.
That free throw is good. We talked about this, well, it may have been off camera. It was what Steve Young talked about in the 95 Super Bowl. They had to get past the Cowboys to win a Super Bowl. It's going to come sooner or later. And if you want it, go get it. Now, I remember Peyton Manning saying that he would rather not face Tom Brady in the AFC Championship game in 2006. But it happened all the same. And I think it adds something. If you're going to go get your championship, you finally got there, and here comes that team.
This would really be get the monkey off the back, right? You finally get to the championship game. You're going up against that same barrier, and this is walls coming down.
Yeah. It's Emmett Calvert last year against Bingham.
Yeah. Yep.
As Harvey lips out the 3, the rebound, and putback won't go. Tipped around and in the hands of Springville. Ellie Esplin, same side, lays it in.
If I'm Lehigh, there's 2 things. We're kind of at that point, right? If I'm Lehigh, there's 2 things. One, get back on defense. Because Springville they're not afraid to push it, but they're not going to force it. So if you get back, you're going to take away their fast break. 35 points. They maybe have 8 off fast break today. It's not a ton, but you bring that down 8, it's 27-17 right now, right? So get back on defense, number 1. Number 2, I'm watching the game, and I feel like I'm going to get looks. It might take time. I might get fewer than I'm accustomed to, but I'm going to get looks. You got to hit your shot, right? When you get that ball inside to Heaton, and she doesn't bring that ball down, you got to finish at the rim. When you get that open 3 on the wing or in the corner, you got to hit it. If you shoot like you have the last 2 rounds and you get back defensively, I think you can hang with it.
Yeah.
But you got to stick with it. And you got to be able to play through those tough first quarter, second quarters, so that you aren't having to recover back from 15, 17, and a fourth.
Well, the other part is make sure you're sure on your possessions, too.
Yeah.
Taylor Harvey back in for the Redhawks.
You got to be sure of your possession, and quick possessions are not your friend against the Red Devils. Free throws are good. Back to an 18-point game. As Springville, it'll be their third straight state championship game. They had a drought from, as we call it, a drought, 2016 to 2020.
Must be tough.
Tough living. And then now 3 straight years, 2020, 2021, and now 2022.
And you know, for me, the thing that makes this all the more incredible is you look at a team last year that I thought had more offense. You know, you look at Lauren Dede and Johnson, and they had players that could score the ball and post and, you know, forward. I mean, the roster to me felt like it was more kind of fully built last year. And you look at this roster, and it feels like, to me, I'm sure people probably won't like this, very backcourt oriented, right, with Espen and Pennington. And, you know, I think just seeing this team for a second time, I think Kayla does a great job. You know, her role, what she's asked to do, and defensively, Galbraith, we've talked about her and whatnot, but man, it's just incredible that they could do this run. Again, we mentioned it earlier, have now lost to a 5A team, and that will continue.
That free throw lifts out. Yeah, Paray kind of reminds me of as that ball's out of bounds off of Springville. She reminds me of Kayla Jackson. She's a Kayla Jackson to this team last year. Remember, Jackson was find her moments and shoot the three, right? Have her things. That's kind of where Paray fills that same role on this team. And you might not have a Savannah Assumption or Dede or a Johnson, but just five players, 5 Pistons, all firing together. Orm passed up the 3. Jordan Harvey off the mark. That's off of Durfee, and we'll stay here. Harvey has out of bounds off of Springville.
You know, that's the other thing that will be interesting. Okay, first of all, we've talked about Harvey, Taylor, freshman. A lot of opportunity for her to learn from this and to grow and to continue, you know, her phenomenal, what will be a phenomenal prep career. But that's one of those where I feel like, okay, if that's Heaton, I'm backing it down.
Right.
Right? I'm not going to get pushed out of the paint. I'm going to be more aggressive and attack. Just as I say that, I mean, here's Jordan doing the same thing, experience, and is blocked by Durfee. So just disregard the man behind the curtain.
A little different. There's some that experience level and everything else. It's going to be a fun championship game. Again, I'll be at the Marriott Center. Daniel will have that call. 4 championship games on Saturday from BYU. And all the championship games will be right here on KSLSports.com. Back inside, Durfee. Not looking for the shots, and out Paray.
Hey, and by the way, scoring picked up. That right number is 40, Dusty.
Yeah.
How about that?
First one to 40 wins.
Yeah. Could have said first 1 to 10. Because Bountiful was never able to recover.
Yeah, they weren't. Got a foul away from the ball.
Number 15, Riley Johnson.
Goes to Riley Johnson. In case you were curious, Coach Everett still hasn't sat down. I thought just for a second she might sit in the open chair.
Got to get your steps in.
This week is really difficult.
It is. I took a lap. Yesterday, I think it was. Took a lap.
I walked downstairs.
Yeah. It's like I got to stretch the legs, get the muscles warm.
That's still a lot out there. 10,000 steps a day. It didn't quite.
Yeah.
We'll see if we get there this week.
Yeah.
Friday's the day we'll make up.
There you go. Yeah, I was going to count the steps and see how many steps in the Huntsman Center. I did that once, and that's about all the exercises I've had this week. I had my first vegetables today. We talked about that between games.
Flaxseed oil just works wonders.
Yeah.
Springville foul number 2, Brooke Pennington, her 4th
Number 4 on Pennington. As good by McConkey.
Unofficially, about 650 steps to take a lap, so anytime, all good.
Where'd you figure that out?
Well, I took a lap yesterday.
I know, but.
I just went to my little tracker
Oh, okay.
on my smartphone. I was counting in my head.
Oh, okay.
Got a little squirrely around 574, but
Bountiful foul number 20, Lizzie McConkey, her third.
The third person, McConkey. Minutes left in the 5A semifinal between Springville and Bountiful. Game, our girls' 5A championship will be set. Springville and Lehigh in the championship game. That free throw was good. Last year, Springville beat Lehigh in the state tournament 49-42 in the semifinals. As Harvey forces that one up, no. And then back here at the U 2 years ago, it was Springville beating Lehigh 48-44.
and then lost to Lehigh, right? Or to Highland.
And then lost to Highland in the championship game. Yep.
Yeah.
And there's the foul. Given by Johnson, number 2.
Foul number 15, Riley Johnson, her second.
And that's kind of what's amazing in the last, well, especially the last 2 years, but for Springville, hey, 3 years in a row now they'll play Lehigh in the state tournament. And important games. We talk about 2 semifinals.
Emily Pulsifer.
And now a championship game.
And Rye Briggs checking in for Springville.
So coming in for Springville is Rye Briggs. So Harvey set up top to Smith. That's out of bounds off of Bountiful. Will be Springville ball with 50 seconds to go. This Coach Seastrand and the Pioneers have had they've seen enough. They said we'll see you Saturday.
I would have a feeling for a lot of these Lehigh players, excited and probably a little bit of, all right, not this time.
Not today. Well, that's what they're thinking. How about the layoff, though? Wednesday to Saturday. Kind of just tell me today's Wednesday.
Yeah,
That's time to game plan.
it is.
Legs, I mean, that press should be ready to go as Brooke Pennington comes off the floor. Talk about the knee injury a year ago, kept her from playing in the state tournament. And that year comes back and she'll be back on the floor with her teammates. Last year she had to celebrate injured. As we'll sit here at Bountiful. And Emery Cardoza seems to be pretty popular as Katie Durfee comes off the floor.
A whole bench and a lot of people in the stands standing.
We need to get the story.
Yeah. A senior on this roster.
There's your story.
That's the other thing. We didn't even talk about this. it's a young roster. Esplin a junior, Pennington a junior, Perea junior, Mauser a junior. Good news, 5A.
It's the girls' bracket in a nutshell on both sides.
Yeah.
Everybody coming back.
Yeah.
3 seconds. 3 straight trips to the state championship game for Springville. A dominating win over Bountiful. Dane, your final thoughts on the selection of a Heidemann Associates player of the game?
I mean, it's just been the culture and what we've come to know Springville. Hold Bountiful to a season low, 21 points. Just absolutely took everything out of Bountiful today. This is a great effort by Springville, Coach Averett. Who could have thunk Lehigh Springville once again, this time for a state championship. Should be a good one, strength against strength, and can't wait for it. Our player of the game, I'm going to go with Pennington. Had a big game today. I think she was in double figures, I think. Don't have the box score. I thought I saw she was up there. Really, I mean, I'll go back to what I said. This is a team effort. We'll go Pennington. She played well. Evelyn did as well. Perea, Galbraith. Everybody played well for Springville. Yeah, we'll go Pennington.
We'll go Pennington. That's a good one. I had Pennington. This great choice. Very good choice. Again, congratulations to Bountiful on a good year getting to this semifinal. Young team we know will be back and ready to go. But congratulations 3 years in a row to Coach Averett and the Red Devils getting to the championship game with a 41-21 win over Bountiful. Congratulations to our Heidemann Associates player of the game, Brooke Pennington. For Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and for watching Game Night Live Rewinds coverage of the 2022 5A Girls State Tournament on KSLSports.com.